Jimmy Madison, drummer, our fourth inductee into the Cincinnati Jazz Hall of Fame induction class. Jimmy Madison was a leader, big band leader, co-leader one time in his career, and managed a couple of quintets. And said, no, first love though is to be a sideman, propelling the group du jour to an exciting performance, and he has indeed done that over the years. Jimmy's worked on the record, on the road, or in concert with the creme de la creme of jazz and in the funk world, including Rashawn Roland Kirk, a guy I talked about earlier, Chet Baker, shared some Chet Baker stories with me. Dr. Lonnie Smith, Lee Konitz, Nina Simone, Carmen McRae, Mark Murphy, Tom Paxton, Bobby Hackett, James Brown, Jack McDuff, Maceo Parker, George Benson, Tony Bennett, Ron Carter, Art Farmer, the trumpet player, Duke Ellington Orchestra, the great Quincy Jones, to name a few. And Jimmy's appeared in concert with the Joffrey Ballet, the LA Symphony, the French National Orchestra, Pittsburgh Pops, and others. Born in Cincinnati, a musical family. Jimmy started banging on his high chair in time when he was 2 years old, and when he was 14, he was thrown out of a Cincinnati Jazz Club, and then he'd been playing for a year and a half, and I guess somebody discovered maybe this kid with pimples was not exactly an adult, so he got kicked out. But then he's 19 years old, he lands his first road gig with trumpeter Don Golding out of Miami. He's 19 years old, and 2 years later they go to the world famous Metropole, that's in New York City in Manhattan, great jazz place. Lionel Hampton's orchestra sharing the stage with them, and one thing led to another, and a few months later, Jimmy Madison ends up with Ham's band. And that led to Jimmy moving from Cincinnati to permanently live in New York City, and his first real gig, this was 1969, in New York, was with the great Marion McPartland. And he's also an expert recording engineer. His Garden Productions recording studio is known for its amazing sound quality. Ladies and gentlemen, our fourth inductee into the Cincinnati Jazz Hall of Fame, 12th induction class, Jimmy Madison, and present the award, the president of Jazz Hall of Fame here in Cincinnati, Kay Casey.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back, and it's been a long time. It's good to visit the Queen City again after all these years. Since I left Cincinnati and moved to New York in 1969, a lot has happened, and I have been lucky enough to work with some of the giants of jazz, like Rashawn Roland Kirk, George Benson, Art Farmer, Nina Simone, Joe Farrell, James Brown, Quincy Jones, and many, many others. And got to travel the globe on somebody else's dime. But it all started here in Cincinnati. And it is a great, great honor to be feted by the people that I came from here in Cincinnati. I'm not going to talk too much, I'd rather play. So for my acceptance speech, I would like to simply list the names of a few of the musicians I grew up with here, like DeFelice, drummer DeFelice, Frank Vincent, pianist, Jack Prather, bassist, Lee Stoller, pianist, Amanda Ambrose, David Matthews, Carmen De Leon, and the band, Michael Moore, Cal Collins, Slim Jackson. I could go on and on, but I won't. You older folks here might remember these names. These people and others were the people who taught me really how to play this music. And last September, I published my autobiography, Drummer Boy, My Life Playing for the Greats of Jazz and Funk, with a little mountaineering on the side. Yes, I was a mountain climber. a mountaineer for over 45 years and have climbed in the French Alps, in the Himalayas, Japan, and of course, all over the United States. The book is equally divided between music and mountains, with many historic and personal photographs of my travels. Your program contains my website, drummerboyjimmymadison.com, if you are interested in purchasing the book or for more information. Okay, so much for the promo. I'd like to thank Kay Casey, founder of and chairperson of the Cincinnati Jazz Hall of Fame, and the other board members for this recognition. And I'd also like to deeply thank Dan Dawson, who's here in the audience, who was my childhood friend and is my biggest fan and the chronicler of my doings over the years. He's here tonight, and who has single-handedly actually made this award happen. I didn't even know there was a Cincinnati Jazz Hall of Fame, and he called and they said, you should have him on here. After 4 years or so, it finally happened, and I'm so happy that it finally did. What else can I say? Like I said, I'd rather play than talk. So thank you all for being here. You made my day. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play with the rhythm section of the band, and we're going to play the old standard, I Hear a Rhapsody. And then we're going to play a great tune by Charlie Parker with the band called Sandu. So let's let the music roll.
Oh good, there's a copy of the book here. Hello everybody. It's so wonderful that you're here, that you are here tonight, and it's terrific for me to have my old friend Jimmy Madison to accept this induction. Finally you'll get to hear a real drummer there on stage. He's just fantastic and always has been. Is there an image up on the wall right now of a band somehow? Is it there?
Yeah.
Okay, good. The reason I'm here at the microphone because I wanted to mention something about that photograph to you. That was taken somewhere around 1960, whatever. And it is kind of the beginnings of this band that you see in front of you today. And over on the right-hand side, you see a foot on the floor. That's the foot of Gordon Brisker, one of the first inductees in the first class here. Next to Gordon in that photo, coming from the right over to the left, is the wonderful Joe Gaudio, that's Mike Andrus, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I think it's Mike. At any rate, then the next, also an inductee into the Hall of Fame. Next to him, Mike Andrus or Joe Gaudio, I forget the order right now. And then you'll see a bass player. That's Michael Moore as a young man who just out of high school when he played with the band. Then there's some guy with dark black hair sitting at the drums. And then next to him, if you can see a little person sitting next to the drum set, he's just waiting for me maybe to get up and play some French horns so that he'll have a chance to play the drums the way they should be played. And that is Jimmy Madison. So we go way back, as you can see. I forgot one person in that photo playing baritone saxophone before you see Michael Moore is Larry Dixon. Larry Dixon's also a inductee into the Hall of Fame, and he's sitting right there waving at you right now. Larry has been with this band for almost 60 years, so enjoy him and delight in the wonderful sounds of Jimmy Madison. Thanks again for being here.
And the big studio band.
I like to thank Carmen and the band guys, the cats, for letting me sit in with them. They're great band.